Absolutely. If anyone has any questions for us, feel free to contact us. I actually already see some questions in the chat, so I'll take a look at those. All certificates will be the same frame. Yes, that's correct. All the certificates will be the same frame. All the quiz is going to be seen by the students when they purchase the course.
No, they will not see the questions. They will see there are quizzes. Let me show you how it will look like. This is a very good question. I'm going to share the screen. So let's say if you go to the online education, let's say go to one of my course. Even if a student see and purchase the course, they will see like this. There are 3 quizzes. There are 2 assignments. So you can put it one after another. Let's say after I set it like this, you see my quizzes. If I go here, you see, so a student will be attempting to appear the quiz after lecture 4. Once they complete the lecture 4, then they will be attempting to get the quiz 1. When they will be finishing lecture 11, then they will be getting the quiz 2. So you can set this sequential order, or it is open to the student. A student, once they purchase, they will be able to see the quiz, and assignment also the same. It is you who set it.
Okay, I see a few hands up. There's a few other questions too in the chat, so I'll Riham Ali.
Okay, first of all, you mentioned that I select the number of lectures per week, and I also set the time of them. Let's say that my course is 80 lectures. How long is the whole academic year? Because based on that, I will be able to decide how many lectures per week I'm going to set.
Yeah.
If it's 80 lectures, do I need to put it once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, or what?
Ooh, so if it's 80 lectures, it depends if you want the course to go throughout the whole school year or just for one semester. If it's just for like one semester, I would say maybe 5 hours per week will get you there. Yeah, 5 to 6 hours lecture hours per week to get you there. If you're wanting the course to be like a fast track course where like in 2 months the students are done, then I would do more, that kind of thing. Because basically what you'll do is you'll take the whole your lecture hours, which in your case is 80, and you'll say, okay, when do I want the end date to be? And then go from there. In terms of, let's say you want it to go through the whole school year, so the whole 10 months. Well, we have 10 months, and then we have about 4 weeks per month, approximately, and then so that's about 40 weeks. So in that case, it could be just 2 hours per week if you want the course to take 10 months for the students to complete. If you want it to take half that time, 5 months, I'd say, okay, then 4 hours per week, lecture hours. Let's say you want it to take even less than that, maybe just 2 to 2.5 months, then I would recommend doing 5-6 hours per week to get the full course in. So that's a great question. Did I answer your question?
Yes. What do you recommend for example, grade 9 science course? It's a main course for grade 9, all 1 credit, for example, a whole year or a term, or?
It's all the year, 10 months. It could be 10 months, all the year.
Mm-hmm. In terms of what I personally recommend, because you're exactly right, it could be 10 months in the full year, or it could be just a semester. Depends on how you want to do it. It depends on the instructor. For me personally, I prefer to do a semester because the vast majority of schools in Ontario are semestered, and so it'll go well with the way the other Ontario schools are doing it. And also too, I find that if you do it too short, like I worked at Great Lakes College of Toronto, and they have like all their courses are done in like 2 months, which is crazy, but it's really fast for the students. And I think they sometimes get overwhelmed with too much material, especially students who are taking 3 courses of 110 hours each, all in 2 months. It can be overwhelming for them. So personally, for me, I do 5 months, which is 1 semester for the students. But that said, you can do whatever you prefer.
That was perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh, no worries. All right, I see another hand up. It's Mr. Ramez Abd Al Malak.
Hello. I have a question regarding marking sheets or regarding marking reporting for prior to reporting to making a report card, for example. Are there any templates or recommended strategies for, like, for example, an Excel sheet or template for marking sheets?
Yes, Mr. Ramesh, if it is NIST and K-12 school division courses, I think you are referring to NIST school program courses. Ministry has a clear guideline and we have a template for marking guideline, the one I showed in the system. So you can download, utilize those for the mark. When it comes to the report card, as I mentioned, the course completion certificate, they will earn it and then they will submit it to the superintendent office of NIST school group. And then superintendent office will issue the report card to each individual student, because at the end of the day, instructor need to make sure that the student completed the course under him or her. And that is how ministry works, by the way, as you know, because you are an OCT certified teacher, right? So you know the policy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Sorry, Mrs. Friham Ali.
Yes, it's me again. One more question related to uploading the material. Do I have to upload all the material for the whole course before I start? Or can it be, for example, I upload the first 2 units and then as I move on in the course, I continue uploading the rest of the material?
Ms. Riham, this is a very good question, and I have been encountering the same question again and again from our teachers pool.
Yes, because it does take time, you know.
The simple answer is we don't want to put a student in a situation where they are in risk. And ministry at no cost, ministry will not allow it. So our recommendation and strong advice is to make sure your course material are 100% ready before September 1st, so that a student can register the course. If the material is not there, a student will not register your course, because same course are and will be being taught by other teachers. For example, starting from July 1st, we already started student enrollment and it will continue up to next month. And according to the ministry, September 7 will be the first day of school year. So we wanted to make sure that you upload at least the PDF version of the video. You can later upload.
And I get it. Like it's a lot of work, especially too. Like I was looking at how much did all these lectures add up to? For that course I just showed you there, that grade 9 course, it was 18 hours and 47 minutes just of lecture videos. And I thought, oh my gosh, how much time did I spend on this then? Because that's just the amount of time the actual videos took. That doesn't include the editing time, uploading time, all the marketing stuff. Like it's a lot of work. So I totally get that. The good news is if you're planning to start your courses in September, like you do have until September. So we still have a lot of time, which is good. But yeah, no, I get it. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time to upload, especially NIST courses, because it has to be 110 hours of duration. It's a lot. Oh, yes, Miss Mariam.
I should apologize because I was a bit late for the session, but I just have a question. Will you send the recorded video of this session so I can see it again and write all the things that you want me?
Yes.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you.
All right.
Excuse me, Sayadali, can I ask a small question?
Yep, absolutely, sir.
Okay, you see, what about the tutorial hour? For instance, I have for each course 3 hours a week plus 1 tutorial hour. So that tutorial hour per week should be included among the lectures or what? I mean, per week it should be 4 hours or 3 hours, and tutorial should be kept out.
I think this is a very good question, and it is little bit confusing for our instructor. So let me little bit highlight again, which we explained. You see, course duration. When you upload the course material in the first page, it shows course duration. As Miss Anna mentioned, this course duration is 30 to 40% more than the lecture hours. Because when you create this section, let's say for me, for this course, it has 6 lectures. Meaning when it comes to the synchronous mode of course delivery, exactly you are going to cover this 6 lecture in 6 hours. Now, what is the meaning of course duration? This is lecture hour. Apart from lecture hour, we as a professor, instructor and teacher, we have an obligation, as you know, that we need to take the exam, we need to take the tutorial. If there is a need, we can offer some question and answer session specifically for asynchronous mode of courses, even for synchronous mode of courses. So lecture hour is not truly reflecting the total course duration. So course duration, that's why it is more than the lecture hour.
Yeah, to some extent. I mean, just put it this way, per week, 3 lectures, okay, plus 1 tutorial. So when I calculate, when I add up the lectures, number of lectures, should be 4 per week or 3 per week?
If you keep this, tutorial lecture as one independent lecture,
Okay.
let's say I have 6 lecture. If number 5 is tutorial, then of course it is part of the lecture. Normally, this is how I evaluate my courses. Now, as a volunteer, I am offering random, tutorial course or question and answer session to the students based on the request of the student. Then it should not be added because it is not planned ahead of time by you as an instructor. This is planned. So what I am trying to put the importance here, the lecture hour will be calculated to create your session. You see, time and the day. So if you put, let's say 10 hour instead of 6 hour, system will give you 10 lesson, but apparently it is 6 lesson. So in the course preparation, when you upload the course, make sure course duration is time is higher than the lecture hour. That is the simplest way to understand.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Riham again.
Yes, if you forgive me because I have a lot of questions.
No problem.
I'm totally new to the system. This could be a lost question because thank God everything is very, very clear now. Just related to the payment. Let's say I have chosen or decided to teach 2 courses, maybe 3, because that will depend also on the payment. In average, the number of students, the average number of students that would enroll from a course that is both synchronous and asynchronous. How much is expected as a range, maybe? Am I expected to earn, Yani?
To be honest, this is a very difficult question because our system, as you know, is direct related to the number of students and number of courses. Even if you have one course and if your students number are hundreds, you need to open multiple section. So that is the reason in synchronous mode of course delivery, you saw you can open up multiple section and there is no limit. But student number has a limit. This should be maximum 35. This is our policy. And if let's say the student number are below 10, then we have to cancel the course section, or we will request you, we will sit down with you to have a revised, understanding because student number are low. So to answer your question, if your course is very popular, students number are increasing, really there is no boundary. Couple of 100,000, you can end up with 0. Yes, Anna, you wanted to add something more?
Oh, yes, I did. I just also wanted to say too, with the courses with ACE, even though it's 35 limit for each section, for asynchronous, it's as many. So if you get 100 students signing up for asynchronous, fantastic. And I think a lot of it too has to do with the marketing of the course and how well the course is marketed as well. Like if there's no students signing up after weeks, you have to ask yourself, well, what marketing was done to promote the courses? Because at the end of the day, every single course is going to be useful for somebody. Now, some courses are more popular than others just in general. Like I know there's more people probably looking to sign up for high school math courses since they're a requirement for a lot of university programs than other high school courses. But every high school course is interesting to somebody. So it just, it comes down to the marketing team marketing it properly, I think, in a lot of cases.
And for any student, it goes this way. Let's say it's the course cost is 990, for example. How much does it work? 70-30% for the school?
Yeah, this is for asynchronous, as Miss Anna mentioned. Let's say 100 student is there. So you will get 990 multiply 100 multiply point. I think it is 0.49, something like this, after 30% of the overhead cost.
Oh, yes. It's 0.7 times 0.7, which is 0.49.
0.49. Oh, you are math teacher, so immediately you got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then also too, it's if you were also like the affiliate person who marketed the course, then there's also an additional bit for that too.
10%. This is an additional, yeah.
Exactly. So it'd be more than that. But if someone signed up because someone else promoted your course, like the marketing team, then it would be 0.49. So basically half. Basically, you get half.
Because for affiliate marketing, we are going to give 10% for your course. So that 10% is coming from that 30%.
I see. And for the lectures, they go $30 per hour in general, right?
For the synchronous, yes, it is per hour.
Absolutely.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yep. So whatever hourly rate that we agreed to, that's what it would be. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Sir, I have a question here.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Sarania, please.
Yeah. Sir, actually, you were telling about the course codes, right? That is, in the beginning of course title, we will be adding a course code. So for the titles, what we have taken up under ICT and other things, apart from the schooling grade, how come the course codes will be there from the ministry?
This is a very good question. However, we should not be confusing ourselves, Dr. Sarania. Okay. The course code along with the course title applied only for niched courses.
Okay, fine.
For other courses, let me share the screen. For the other courses, you don't need to put the course code in front of the course title. Okay?
Yeah, okay, sir. Okay.
So let's say, for example, for my course, you will find the course code, you see, course ID. For every course, there is a course ID.
Yeah.
This is system generated.
Yes.
We do not have any hand on it. You see, you don't need to put this course ID in front of the
course title.
But when it is NIST course or CAT-12 course is the same, that is how it should be. Because this course code is extremely important for the ministry and for the student to get a credit. And they will understand by the course code.
Okay.
Also, if I could add something, if you think of it from the consumer's perspective, from the parents, if the parents are like, oh, I know my daughter or my son needs to, they need to get their advanced functions course and the course code on the ministry website is MHF4U. That's what they're going to type in, MHF4U, and see if anyone's offering that specific course code. Same with MCV4U. They'll type that one in too if they, if their student needs that, but that's what they'll refer to know what code is what, right? Is this just a general course about advanced functions where the students will learn the right thing? Or is it a course where they'll learn the right stuff and also they'll get the correct credit towards their Ontario Secondary School diploma, right? Because the goal of these parents is, number one, for their student to learn, and number two, for their student to be able to accomplish and achieve the goal of their diploma as well, is a big part of it.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, there's a question here that says, please again, how do you calculate number of lecture hours? So that is somewhat up to you. However, generally the lecture hours will be about 30% to 40% less than your overall course duration. So let's say your overall course duration is 40 hours, for example. Maybe your lecture hours is only about 25 because the students may have to also do like a final exam for your course, which wouldn't be included in lecture hours. They may also have to do projects, assignments, other things like that. So anything you expect them to do outside of lectures would be part of the course hours, but they wouldn't be part of the lecture hours. As for like high school, I could see some teachers doing a bit more just because oftentimes like the teachers will give some homework time during the actual lecture class or things like that. But for most courses that aren't, K to 12 courses, a lot of times teachers will say, okay, in the course lecture, we'll just do a lecture. It'll just be me talking and you asking questions. And then any outside work, because these are adults, they can do that in their own time or come to your office hours if they have questions or that sort of thing. So just depending how you choose to run the course and how many hours do you think it will take them to do anything you expect them to do outside of the lectures. That would be included in the overall course hours, but not in the lecture hours. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, awesome. Yes, we have a question, Mr. Riham.
Yes. Hello. Thank you so much for the very rich information you're providing. You just mentioned that when I'm bringing the outcomes to add them, I should bring them from the Canadian Unified Curriculum or something. Where can I find that? I mean, I'm teaching chemistry and I have chosen the academic chemistry for grades 9 and 10. Is there a place where I can get the resources? I mean, the curriculum, the outcomes, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. So usually those are online, available in PDF form. What's one of the courses you're teaching? And I'll show you.
It's chemistry. Grade 9 academic chemistry, for example.
Okay. So for grade 9 science, just type in grade 9 science, and then it will have, let's see, here's like the government website, or it gives you some more information. Let's see here. And then here it gives you like their overview and everything like that. And because we have this is like the most accurate one because it has Ontario in the corner, right? It's directly from the government. So here it has the overview, the courses, learning outcomes are probably in there somewhere. So if we go to courses, it explains how the curriculum is that for grade 9 science, they do D-stream science now. Then for grade 10, there's academic and applied. And then they have the workplace science. And then here's where it branches off into biology, chemistry, earth space science, environmental science, physics. So it has a list here of all the different ones. And then it has the map here of in terms of prerequisites as well. Then here's all the overall curriculum expectations, fundamental concepts, and big ideas. And let's see, where are those learning outcomes? Yeah, no worries. But that's the great thing with like the government website. It has a lot of the that. And then, and if you want like the overall for a specific course, let's say it was D-stream math, then you could just click here and it shows you. And also this is pretty up to date. It's only 2023 now, and this one's 2022. And so it'll give you all the, learning outcomes, preface, overview, all that good stuff. So does that answer your question?
That was perfect. Thank you so much.
Now I would request Professor Amanat Ali to have.
Thank you very much, and good morning to everyone, and even it is now good afternoon to everyone. And I'm very thankful to Professor Hussain and Miss Anna for having a wonderful informative session about the course uploading. If anyone has any further questions, yes, they can contact us by email and can have the answer, and that's it. I don't want to add anything other than that. The edited recording of this session will be available after some time, and definitely We will welcoming any of the questions you may have after that even. And thank you very much all for attending the session. That's it. Yeah,
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
I have nothing to add.
Professor Alam, our Honorable Vice President for Online Education.
Good afternoon to everybody. I'm very much pleased to hear all of your question answers and also Anna's wonderful presentation and our CEO's the interference or discussions about the entire course. So since 2016, I have been teaching these online courses. You know that one of the famous university here in Canada, Yorkville University. So I'm teaching the BBA courses. So all the things that which you have discussed now, just to speak the truth, I had to take training for complete 1 month, intensive training, 6 to 7 or 8 hours spending. So 3 of us, we started the training, 2 did not complete, they did not get appointment. And we obtained certificate from Yorkville University to start the class or to get the courses. It is one certificate is given for all the theories that we have accomplished. Another one, the director came directly in the class and noted our way of teaching the physical. So it is very interesting what I have seen. All the information given, see, it might be very big for you, but in course of time, we shall be able to learn everything. Although I did that, I obtained certificate and I did pass, but I could understand even 50% of what is going on. But when I have started the course, then answers and question, slowly I developed it. So a few things I noted here. Online course, before pandemic, we are not aware of online course actually, apart from a few universities. But now in the entire world, they are now experiencing the online courses and we are getting used to it. Even different universities, those who are doing the on campus, they still kept a few courses online. Then I asked why. They told that pandemic might come again. So we don't want to eliminate that from the system. Okay? So this is very clear. So what I am trying to tell, all the courses which you are doing, here we have, suppose I'm teaching BBA. And this I noted that code number. Someone of our colleague here asked code number. So BBA is a complete course recognized by the government of Canada for Yorkville. And every subject, they have the code number. Okay? And in our NIST, code number is given by the ministry. But for other courses like Professor Nam is giving, Professor Amantal giving, you are giving, I am giving. So we don't need the code here because we are not giving a complete degree. There is a specific course you are teaching and they will get a certificate and they might use it somewhere. That's one thing. And then as a policy that you have asked now, suppose there is a quiz in particular course, there's a quiz, there is learning activities, there's case studies. So I think that we also develop a question and answer session. So any question we have, we write to our IT, we write to that section. So they are respective concern, they collect it and they give a number, your question number, this one, we are working on that, and immediately they reply. So we shall be having that system also. I am very much pleased. I will not prolong my talk. I appreciate all of my participants who have come here. My message is that I never did any online course since like my 40 years of teaching, starting from 1976 around the globe. So just after pandemic, we have learned this thing. Still we are in a learning process. So I'm so pleased that Anna gave so much information to us today. So I'm thinking that how I had to struggle that 1 or 2 months for the training time to learn all these things. So you got the information, but this is not the end, it's the beginning. A lot of questions will come. I'll be requesting you, put the question to us. We shall give the solutions. We shall talk to you, even if it is direct telephone call, because this is not very easy task. You see, all these things, go here, do this, we have seen now. Anna demonstrated, but we have seen and we've forgotten. If we go there, we might not even, we might get lost. Nothing to worry. We are here to answer your question, and we shall spare our time. It is our cordial request. Just let us know. We are ready to serve you in all purposes. Online education, as I am telling to you, is new to us in so many ways. Okay? And various institutions, they are following the very many different rules. So we have started it now. Now, I'm sure that we can succeed on that, and there will be no problem. Once again, I welcome you all, and I request you to have patience with us. We are developing everything slowly, but be sure that it is perfect. So I wish we shall carry on the mission nicely, and may God bless all of you, and let us all work together. Success is sure to come. Thank you so much.
On the schedule time. Thank you so much for joining the meeting.
Yeah, thank you everyone, and we'll see you for the next week's meeting for NSRIC and NIST. I'll be there for both, and it was a pleasure meeting all of you today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum everyone.